So, where do you see publishing going in the future?
I think publishing is likely to become more multiform and various, less centralized, more electronic. Certainly, it's never going to disappear, and people will continue to write books, though books will be published in various forms. One thing that I'm afraid I do see happening is that large advances are going to vanish, except for those very few people who can sell trainloads of books in a fairly short amount of time. Patterson is always going to be essentially a business partner with his firm. Everybody else is just trying to get what they can hope for. But publishers, as things are now, are infinitely less willing to take gambles, take risks. I don't see them taking more risks in the future, except maybe within less expensive areas of electronic books and the like. I'm afraid that blogging is going to become an essential element. I'm afraid that blogging is going to become a more essential element of publishing, simply because publishers will have to pay more attention to it to reach their audience.
Right.
I am already dealing with podcasts, with blog entries, with blog interviews, and that's just the way things are going. We must, it's kind of adapt or die, and certainly we want to adapt. To the residents of the future is going to look perfectly normal.
Right.
And if we're caught in the transition, it's too bad. But it's, you must kind of move with the tide.
So, where do you see genre going in the future?
My friend Gary sees genre as evaporating, and I do definitely, at the moment, see the best genre writing move into effect in a way that makes it interpenetrate the mainstream, so that there are many of the old genre markers are either waning or fading out altogether. This means, I think, that in the future somebody is going to say, what about the greatness of emotion you got in high fantasy? Can't we bring that back? What about the specific set of emotions that come with a battered desk, a gun and a bottle of whiskey in a drawer, and a raincoat on the post, and a blonde secretary? Can't we have clues again? Can't we have rules in crime writing? And people will fall in love with all that stuff all over again, because it does kind of it makes a point, it has an impact, and it satisfies narrative expectations in a very particular way. So when it disappears, then that just means it's going to come back, that's all.
Now, you're somebody who, you had a book published by a major press that the editors changed it in ways that you felt you wanted to take the original version and publish it through a small press. Do you think that small presses are going to be much more important in the future in taking up the reins of preserving the artistic vision of writers, and that major presses are just going to abdicate to anything except the lowest common denominator?
I think major presses are going to abdicate the concept of catering to writers who are unproven earning capacity. That means small presses are going to reap an enormous benefit. That of very, very good writers who have to go to them to get published. And it means small presses are going to become more businesslike and slightly more commercial. And then there'll be other small presses that are less commercial than that. But there are already wonderful places like Copper Canyon and Grey Wolf that have big publishing catalogs, big publishing seasons, and beautiful lists, especially in poetry. It's hard to predict what will happen to big publishers, and I say that only because I sense such fear there. That employees, editors, and publicists and the like are very fearful of losing their jobs. Many have lost their jobs.
Right.
The company I'm with now, Doubleday, is about at half strength of what it was before. Nobody there felt much pity for the axed employees, except the poor so-and-so had to fire him.
Right.
The George Clooney person had a little more heart to him. He did it up in the air. isn't supposed to be like that. That's not what publishing is. It's not a shirt. It's not toilet paper and soy milk. You know, it's about